Hey everybody, welcome to my channel Black of the Berry, where we talk all things beauty and all things black culture. If this is your first time joining us today, I'd like to say welcome and thank you for joining us and giving me your time. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. I'd like to get this out the way first. You guys already know how I do and what I do. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share. Tell somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody else about Black of the Berry. I'm actually very excited to have our discussion today and do our makeup today. I'm really excited about who we're going to discuss today. So let's get started. So today I want to bring to our table of discussion someone who is well known for, she's definitely known for her looks, and she's also known for being an actress, a singer, and she's also what we would consider a comeback kid in my humble opinion. She has been around for a very long time. I want to say she's 57. I think she's 57 years old. I think that she is well known and she's known enough for us to definitely discuss her life and some of the things that she's been through. One of them being this big, huge scandal, which some would say was a career-ending type of scandal. But why I call her the comeback kid is because she was able to rise above that scandal. Not only did she rise above, but she just soared. I mean, she did not hit the ceiling. She shattered the ceiling. Without further ado, let's get into our discussion about Vanessa Williams. I know. Hold your excitement in. Let's get into her story. Vanessa Williams is a well-known actress and singer. She first stepped on the scene for becoming the first African American to be crowned Miss America. The scandal, though, did have something to do with her Miss America title, and unfortunately she had to resign that title. So we're going to get off into all of that while doing our makeups. And I'm still trying to master having our discussions and doing my makeup at the same time. So don't judge me, because sometimes it does take me a while to do my makeup when I talk. It already takes me a long time to do my makeup, but then to do my makeup and have these conversations, it kind of slows me up. So I'm trying to master doing my makeup and talking at the same time. And I don't know if you guys have tried it, but try it. It's not easy at all. Okay, so let's talk about Miss Vanessa Williams. So first off, Vanessa Williams. Oh, I forgot to add this in here. Disclaimer. There are two Vanessa Williamses in the industry, or in the entertainment industry. There's one that has dreads, and she's my skin tone, more of a darker complected woman, and she's an actress as well. But the Vanessa Williams that I am speaking of today is more lighter complected. She's well known in the industry. She had a singing career as well as an acting career. The other Vanessa Williams, I don't believe had much of a singing. I don't think she had any singing career at all, actually. So Vanessa Williams was born March 18th, 1963, and she was born in Bronx, New York. I don't know why I did that accent. And she was born to the parents of Milton and Helen. Both of her parents were music educators, and so music was very prominent in her life, and they knew that Vanessa was going to be special. They knew so much so. They knew that so much so. Wait, it was so much so. How do y'all say that? So anyway, they felt it in their spirit so much that when she was born, they wrote on her little birth card, here she is, Miss America. Isn't that crazy? Her birth card read, here she is, Miss America, which, talk about speaking things into existence, speaking things into the universe. They did that. At a very young age, Vanessa began to get into dance, singing. So I think it was like she was like 7, 8, 9 years old when she started getting into singing, dancing, and acting pretty much. When she became a senior in high school, she started receiving several scholarships. One of those scholarships being to attend Carnegie, but instead of going to Carnegie, she decided to go to Syracuse University. So the summer of her freshman year, she was about 19 years old, she took a job as a makeup artist and a receptionist for this photographer named Tom Chiappell was his name. She wanted to be in the entertainment industry, so she felt like this was a great way to get into the industry. Chiappell really took a liking to her and really began being interested in her look. So he asked her if she felt comfortable being a model for him. Concealer. He told her it would be merely silhouettes of her and that she would not be identifiable. She decided to go ahead and pose for this photographer. So Vanessa ended up doing a total of 3 sessions with Tom, the photographer. By the 3rd session, she wasn't really happy with the photos. He also, I forgot to tell you guys this, but when she was posing for Tom, the photographer, she also posed with other female models. By the 3rd session, she really was not happy with how the photos came out. That 3rd session that included the other female models, she just really wasn't feeling that. So she asked Tom, the photographer, for the negatives, especially of that 3rd session, and he gave them to her. In Vanessa's mind, she felt as though, okay, I have the negatives, no one would ever see these photos. I basically have the only copies of these photos. Vanessa returns to Syracuse in the fall, and she continues to study her dance and theater. She's doing really, really, really well. There are several people that went to Vanessa while in college and said to her, like, hey, you know, you're really beautiful. You've got great talents. You should try to do the Miss Greater Syracuse pageant. And she really wasn't interested in pageants, to be honest. Like, that wasn't her. She didn't feel that was her journey, but she felt like, hey, this could possibly get my foot in the door in the entertainment industry, and also she could use the prize money basically to help pay for college. So that she felt like, oh, okay, well, you know, why not try? She ended up competing in the Miss Greater Syracuse pageant, and she went on to compete and win the Miss New York pageant in 1983. From there, she competed in the Miss America pageant in 1984, and that is when she won, for becoming the first African American woman to win this title. As you can imagine, this was a huge deal. This was definitely something that the media was all over. A lot of the Black community, though, like you would think that the Black community would be happy for her, and there were several, there were people in the Black community that were happy for her, but there was also a lot of people in the Black community that felt she basically only won this because she's light skinned. And I hate that there's this whole colorism thing in our community, but it does exist. It's real. It is a reality. And that was in 1984, and here it is 2020, and we definitely still have some colorism going on in our community. Of course, that goes all the way back to slavery times, and they definitely would pit us against each other, but it doesn't make it right. And I just hate that some like colorism exists in our community. I think it's something that we are absolutely working on. I still think that we have a ways to go. While Vanessa is serving as the Miss America of 1984, Penthouse decides to release their September 1984 issue titled Miss America, Oh God, She's Nude. That was the title for the September issue of Penthouse. And this did not sit well with the Miss America pageant board members. Good night, that was a mouthful. And in that September issue, those photos that Vanessa took while in college at the age of 19, that summer off from college, it included those photos. The board of the Miss America pageant caught wind of this, and they were basically appalled. These photos were from 2 years ago, way before she even competed in the pageant at all. So before she even competed in her first pageant, this was before she did the Miss Greater Syracuse pageant, before the Miss New York pageant, before the Miss America pageant, right? The photographer, Tom Chiapel, sold those photos to Penthouse magazine, and once Vanessa won the pageant, that gave Penthouse the leg that they needed to stand on to release these photos. It was also said that Playboy had an opportunity to purchase or buy and publish these photos from Tom, but for whatever reasons Playboy decided not to do that to Vanessa, which I think that was a great decision. But Penthouse knew that there was a potential, they had the potential to ruin this lady's career. The 1980s first black Miss America posing in it looks as if she's posing in a nude magazine. No one's saying in this magazine that, oh, these photos are from 2 years ago. Like, it looks like she went and did them the day after she won the pageant, is what it appears to be. So the pageant organizers considered the photos to be raunchy and inappropriate for a reigning Miss America, and they basically told her, Vanessa ultimately ended up stating like, hey, I'm more than a racy photo spread, and I really didn't want to be Miss America anyway. I wanted the $25,000 scholarship. The pageant organizers demanded that Miss Vanessa Williams resign as Miss America. So she was allowed to keep her crown. She was allowed to keep the scholarship money and the official Miss America title, but she was denied the opportunity to attend the coronation of the 1984 Miss America pageant, and that's normally where the previous Miss America passes the crown to the new queen. She knew that it would be hard to come back from this. Vanessa also lost out on approximately $1 million worth of endorsements. In 1984, that's a lot of money. Vanessa decided to not return back to school, and she started focusing on how, like, she decided to figure out, okay, how do I bounce back from this? And a lot of people said that they weren't going to work with her because of those photos. She started coming up with a master plan, and part of that master plan included hiring this public relations expert by the name of Ramon Hervey II. And eventually she ended up marrying this Ramon Hervey II guy, but how he became part of her life initially was as her public relations expert. while he worked as her public relations person, she did land a record deal, and she landed her first album, which was called The Right Stuff. And I don't know if you guys remember that I was just born in 1984, but I do recall an album. I do recall a song called The Right Stuff. I was more of a Whitney Houston fan. I'm sorry, I'm a Whitney Houston stan. I don't care what y'all say about Whitney. That's my girl. But I do recall her releasing her single called The Right Stuff. But that was actually the title of her entire album. The Right Stuff actually went gold, and it earned her not one, not two, but 3 Grammy nominations, which is that's pretty big. Especially for her to be coming off of that horrible scandal with the photos. So she got 3 Grammy nominations off of her first album, The Right Stuff. It went gold, and then she went on to do her second album, The Comfort Zone, and that album went triple platinum, and she gained 5 Grammy nominations. That's, as you can see, this is why I like to call her the comeback kid. She went on to earn 2 more Grammy noms with her third album called The Sweetest Days, and that album also went platinum as well. She went on to maintain a pretty notable acting career as well. She starred in some sitcoms or television shows, one of them being the show Ugly Betty, which I used to love that show. And she also starred in a huge show called Desperate Housewives, which I love that show as well. She also did movies such as Soul Food, and I know everybody, listen, if you are black, listen, I know you remember Soul Food, honey, because when so Soul Food, for those of you that have not seen it, she's known for playing that iconic role of Terry, whose husband ended up sleeping with her cousin, and she basically almost cuts him with a knife. If you have not seen Soul Food, that's part of the culture, and I'm gonna need you to go do your research and go watch Soul Food. And she was also in a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger called Eraser. Once she established her career, she and Ramon, remember the guy that she ended up marrying, that was her like publicist guy, she ended up divorcing the Ramon guy, her publicist, and went on to marry NBA star Rick Fox, but they ultimately divorced as well. In September 2015, Vanessa Williams was invited back to the Miss America pageant as a celebrity judge. The pageant organizers surprised her with a public apology that was from the executive chairman of the pageant. Like, once she established her career, part of what she did was because of the stuff that happened with the pageant, the photos from Penthouse, she did end up taking Penthouse to court. Like, she decided to just drop the lawsuit. It just wasn't worth it to her anymore. So she did drop the lawsuit, and then so the fact that the executive chairman of the Miss America pageant apologized to her was huge, because it took away so much of it took so much from her. Let me go ahead and finish my eyes, and then I'll be back to finish the conversation. So I'm back like I never left, right? So anyway, let's add some blush to this look. And I did set my face, guys, when I was away, when I did my eyes. I just went ahead and set my face. So after the executive chairman surprised Miss Vanessa Williams on the September 2015 Miss America pageant, all was well. As of now, our beloved Vanessa Williams is still doing her acting. Her most recent film was the film Bad Hair, but it's almost like a Jordan Peele kind of a horror thriller kind of a film. It's on Hulu. It's a little weird, but it does keep your attention. She played in that movie most recently. And today she has a total of 4 children, and she did remarry for a 3rd time. She actually got married in July of 2015, which was right before the September 2015 pageant. I really wanted to discuss her today because whenever us African Americans excel at something, especially us African American women, there's always someone that is going to try to tear us down or take that accomplishment away from us, whether it be ourselves, or someone from the majority race, but there's always going to be someone there to try to tear down something that we've built. I just wish that we could allow each other to succeed and excel at whatever it is that we do without having the crabs in a barrel mentality. I feel like when one reaches a higher level, there's always like 5 to 10 more trying to pull that person back down. And if you're one of those people that's trying to excel at something or trying to make something of your life, don't allow other people to pull you down, even if it is in your own community, even if it is family, friends, enemies, or foes. You don't allow that to stop you. I've actually gone through that several times in my life. Not to say that I'm this big successful person, because I'm not. I don't have it all together, and I'm not perfect. Lord knows I'm not perfect, but I have had times where I've tried to succeed and excel and be better than what people expect me to be. I try to exceed those expectations, and there have been people in my past that wanted to tear me down or pull me back down to their level, and I'm sorry, but I'm just not at everyone's level. That's just what it is. I see and I saw more for myself, and regardless of what, I'm gonna add a little bit of highlighter, regardless of what other people thought of me, I saw more for myself, and I set myself up to be more and to be better than my surroundings or my circumstances. That is the perfect way to put it. I knew that I was better and bigger than my circumstances and my surroundings, not better than someone else per se, just better than the circumstances. Don't allow your mistakes to define you as well. I feel like Vanessa Williams had, she made a mistake. She thought she rectified that mistake. She thought that she fixed it. And yeah, later it came back to bite her, in the butt a little bit, I guess, so to speak. But she didn't let that stop her. She did not allow that to define her. She did not allow that to stop her. Also, I'd like to add to that, bring somebody with you along the way. We don't make it by ourselves. There are people in our lives that you know, give us a lending hand. So on your way up, as you're climbing that ladder to success, whatever your definition of success might be, make sure you lend a helping hand to someone else that is in need of it as well, because Lord knows we don't make it anywhere by ourselves. And remember, the people that you step on your way up just might be the people that you see on your way down. So what do you guys think? I think it turned out okay. I mean, I don't know, I think it turned out cute. Or whatever. It looked, you know, it's alright. A little, got something on my lash. It's a little cute or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, final look, I think it turned out okay. I would like to thank each and every one of you who took the time to watch this video today. I also would like to say, please don't forget that the bigger picture of what we talked about today, and keep yourself around like-minded people. People that dream big just as much as you do, and people that will push you to obtain those dreams and will continue to have your back and will support you. Yeah, that's basically the end of this video and the end of our story about Miss Vanessa Williams. Look her up if you haven't looked her up, and if I missed anything or if I said anything incorrectly, definitely correct me down in the comments below. Be kind to one another as always. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, tell somebody that knows somebody else about Blacker Than Berry, and hit the bell at the bottom of the screen. That way you are notified whenever I upload any new content, right? Don't you want to see more of me? Don't you want to see more of this face? Huh? Right? I like it. Don't you like? I'm just saying. Okay, so anyway, and if you haven't already, catch up on some old videos that I have. I've got quite a few, so catch up on those as well if you're, you know, not sick of me yet. But be kind to one another. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye.